much. We'll go on with the Nightingale, the song I'm sure you all know from Cornwall, apparently. So please, we've chucked in more chorus songs than we normally do in our sets, so you can all join in with your lovely singing. So please, just sing your hearts out for the Nightingale. I'm going to top and tail it with a Breton waltz by Mr. Jacky Molard, who's a fine fiddler and composer of tunes.
Called Valse Pastauriaux, which I think must be something to do with pastoral. It's weird though, because it's not a word that's like Orthodox French, but it's also not Breton by the look of it, so I've no idea. But anyway, that's what I called it. That's that. Now, quite soon there's going to be like a customs wait while we move from the French tune to the English song and then back. No one knows how long that's going to be, or indeed any other details. But in the meantime, you can enjoy it in its unfettered, unhindered version. Unhinged, yeah, that's it.
Sweet song of the beautiful nightingale flow. You will hear the fond tale of the sweet nightingale as she sings in the valley below. As she sings in the valley below. I will carry your pail all down to the valley below. You will hear the fond tale of the sweet nightingale as she sings in the valley below. As she sings in the valley below. Leave me alone, I have friends of my own.
to play a tune which I think we did when we came before. Did we do this one?
We did.
It's the Norwegian tune. It's a harding fiddle, if you haven't seen one before. It's a Norwegian traditional, it's a national instrument in Norway. And it has 4 sympathetic strings underneath that resonate. If you play in tune anyway, it does. So it's got a little sort of built-in reverb. So this is a beautiful, beautiful tune that Mike found from the playing of Annbjørg Lien, who's one of the foremost exponents of this instrument in Norway. And it was written by Gjermund Haugen, who died in 1976. And he was also, in his time, a very top player in Norway. He won the national festival competition 6 times in the 30s and 40s. So he was a very fine player. And I emailed, because we had to get the copyright, you know, it's on our CD. So we had to trace down the copyright holder because he was dead. And I sent an email. I got a name of someone who had also called Haugen. And I sent an email in English. And I got a reply back saying, your email is no use to a Norwegian. So I went over to Google Translate and translated into Norwegian, and he was, I think, some relative, and he said he was very happy for us to play Gjermund's tune. So this is the Tjønneblomen, or Water Lily. Now we're going to do a song which is called Doorway to Heaven, as opposed to a stairway. And I wrote it a few years ago in Snowdonia at my friend Eric Madden's place. He's a storyteller and a very fine singer-songwriter himself. And it's a kind of homage. Quite a few of my friends up there are sort of masters with wood, carpentry, including David, who's a Welshman, who's also a storyteller and a bard, really. And he's extraordinary. He makes kind of curved doors and all that sort of amazing thing. So it's a homage to carpenters on the one hand and storytellers as well. So it goes through the seasons. It starts. I woke up. I was on a songwriting retreat with my friend Ewan up at Eric's, and I woke up at 4 in the morning with the line, "As I walked along, one fummer sign morn." And because I was on a songwriting retreat, I got out of bed at 4 in the morning in the pitch black and wrote the song. And I like that line, so it stayed in. It's in the last verse. It starts in autumn, and with this sort of young carpenter, and then the carpenter is being sort of interrogated, and then he sort of turns into a mysterious storyteller in the middle, and it sort of ends in old age. So quite a lot happens. And it hasn't got a chorus, but it has got a tag, which is quite very nice if you join in. It just goes na 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 na, just like that. So at the beginning and end, it's a double one of those. So feel free to launch into that with abandon. A 1 and a 2. As I walked along one cool autumn morn, I met a young man carving wood. I said, "My good sir, please may I confer? I've a question to ask if I could. Can you make me a doorway to the wisdom of ages, to the shadows that dwell in the wood? Can you make me a doorway to the wisdom of ages, so white and walks all in the good?" As I walked along one cold winter morn, I met a man carving a chair. I said, "If it be meet as you work on that seat, I'll ask you something somewhere. Can you make me a doorway to my house to love, so I'll never be lonesome no more? Can you make me a doorway to my heart to love, so I'll love like I've never before?" As I walked along one bright spring morn, I saw a man in a chair carve a snail. I said, "My good friend, if your ear I may bend, what end is this careful travail?" He said, "In due time I'll sing you a rhyme, and your puzzlement all will relieve. So pray do not tarry if you're in a hurry, for the tale it is long, I believe." Hey! And he sat on the chair with the snail. He gazed up at the sky where the sunset was nigh, and began a mysterious tale. It's so long ago, but this much I know. As I listened, my heart broke thrice, and with the dawn's first glimmer, the air seemed to shimmer. His last words are still clear as ice. He said, as I walked along, once from a sign morn, I met an old man on the brink. I said, "How do you do?" But his words they were few, when he looked up from deep in a think. "Can you make me a doorway to the kingdom of heaven, for I have given of my best? Can you make me a doorway to the kingdom of heaven, so I can lay down to rest?" is called Flood and Ebb, and it's on another CD which is over there called Dart Songs, which I recorded with my erstwhile band Blue Jewel. And it's all about the Dart estuary, the history and the natural beauty of the river. And this song represents the tide coming in and going out, and it's a sort of homage to the river. My wife Jo and I love going canoeing on the river, especially on a very calm night when it's dark. So if you imagine that sort of scene on a summer's evening, such as tonight. And the bass line on Mike's guitar part basically goes up a scale and down a scale and up a scale and down a scale, simply representing the coming and going of the tide. So this is Flood and Ebb.